Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of War of the Ring, including the Against the Shadow expansion. So far, we were able to score some actual points, so we were able to defend two of our paths. The bot player, on the other hand, received 2 corruption and one battle crown, basically their own. It's our turn now. So I think without further ado, we should be pretty much good to go back directly into the gameplay. Those are the 2 locations for this round. So we have Rivendell, which is a battleground of the Shadow Free Peoples. So basically we have to defend, or they have to take it over. We would score 2 points for that. And Imladris is our pass for this round. Or at least the 3rd path. It's not really a round, right? I mean, we are playing until we have resolved the 6th path, right? That's the idea. So the question now really is, what do we want to do? We can't pass right now because we are well above our carry-over limit and we don't have fewer cards than the bot player. The bot player started this round with only 3 cards, and I think the main reason why we have that is, Imladris has given us 2 extra cards for this round. That's the only reason why we are really having an awful lot of those. So I guess we are going to play Gimli. I think so, at least. When played, you may take Woven Wraps from your cycle pile into the hand. Okay, that is kind of a bummer because we have Dwarven Axe already in our hand. So he's pretty cool, obviously, but I think we could... No, I think we are going to play him because we can't play him to the battleground anyway. So I guess we are playing him to the path. So basically here. And in order to pay for this card, we are going, we have an awful lot of items in our hand. And all of those characters who could wield those are basically in our, I think all of them are in the cycle pile. So I think Narya Ring of Fire might be quite okay, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So we are cycling this card in order to play Gimli. Now, again, when played ability would kick in, you may take Dwarven Axe from your cycle pile into the hand. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I will tread the path with you, Gandalf, said Gimli. Yes. And that's basically our round, our turn. Over to the Shadow player. The first thing they would do is to trigger an action. There are no actions. In the meantime, I understood Grishnag at Ugluk, basically what it says, move this card. It's a move action, of course. It's not an action, it's simply a move. I completely, for whatever reason, didn't get it. So in theory, we would start from right to left. So we would check for the Hill Troll here. The Hill Troll is an army basic. No, it's a character. No, it's a character, actually. So we can send him to a path, and we are sending him to a path only if he could conceivably win. But I think that's not possible because he would only bring 1 skull to this location. We already have 2 shields here, so that's not... And Ugluk wouldn't help him because Ugluk can only go to a path 5 to 6 in this case. So that's basically it. We could send him to Rivendell. That's definitely a possibility. The problem here is, though, Rivendell can only take monsters. That's a monstrous character. That's not a problem. But even there, he could currently not conceivably win because both of those would only be 2 swords versus our 2 shields, and a tie is not enough. So in this case, we will have to play a card again, I think. So let's roll the J-Play die. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always go from the top. Oh, the messenger. Didn't we have the messenger, or was it someone else? Can't quite remember. So let's see. When played, draw up to 5 cards. Ah, yeah, okay, it's this guy. I think even him we can't currently play to the path because even both of them, the Hill Troll and the Nazgul, the messenger, wouldn't be able to take over that path. So we have to play that messenger into the reserve right now. This will most likely change rather sooner than later, actually. And then we are playing basically 5 cards, or up to 5 cards. First Nazgul we are playing. Everything else is being discarded. That's not a Nazgul, right? Okay, we were lucky. We were lucky. I mean, these are only cycle. Keep in mind, they're not out of the game, so they will come back sooner or later. I think rather sooner than later, actually. But that's basically the turn of the Shadow player done. And now we have to think, we can't still pass. So I guess we are equipping Gimli with his Dwarven axe here, basically down there. It gives us one more shield, actually. That's all that it does. And we have to pay with the card. Again, it doesn't matter too much. Galadriel could still come out, and I know Frodo and Sam are both in our cycle pile, so I think the Mithril code has to go for now. Again, could also come back. Yeah, I think that's actually it. Again, the only thing that the Shadow player can do is to play cards. So I'm rolling a 4-sider. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, top card we are playing here, and it's Saruman himself. He too can also only go to path 5 to 6, but yeah, he will draw. I think that is pretty brutal, actually. So I think the only thing that we were doing with Saruman final. So I mean, right now it really seems all, yeah, I don't know, glorious for us. So let's move him up. But all those characters and armies will come out sooner or later. So I think, again, right now we are doing some points, which is cool. But I think ultimately we are going to, yeah, I don't know, go down like a fly, actually. But okay, that's their turn. It's over to me. I'm down to 1 card, so I'm allowed to pass, and I will pass for sure. And I think the only thing they can do is basically playing a card again, right? Yeah, this is something I have to remember. We are not moving them. We are not moving them. Again, these two wouldn't be able to take over Imladris. So yeah, we have to play this card. And it's more Mordor orcs. Are you kidding me? So wow. So we have to reposition things. I've never seen such a reserve for the Shadow player, quite honestly. And I guess that's it, right? I mean, we know this. It also can't go to Rivendell. It's not a monstrous character. Really, am I missing something here? Yeah, we only have 2 monsters. They are 2. No, I think that's basically it. We are passing, then they have to pass, which means we are resolving our battlegrounds and our path here. So that's 2 points. We didn't lose Gimli, so he also goes to the cycle pile. And we have scored 3 more points, which brings us to 6 over the 4. But again, this will most likely going to change rather sooner than later. Let's move the starting player marker back to the Shadow player. Again, Shadow player, because of Saruman, is now drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 cards instead. We are only drawing 3. Elven Cloak. More items we can't use items. Elrond. Elrond is here. Elrond could take the Elven Cloak with him. Oh, he can only go to path 3, of course. Oh, that's bad. And Bilbo. Okay, that's nice. Also, Bilbo. Yeah, I think he's only currency at this point. Honestly, of course, we can play him to the reserve. Yeah, instead. Yeah, I think we have to play him in the reserve, and then we cycle this card to draw 2 cards. So I think it's still okay. It's still okay. But then let's bring out the new battlegrounds and the next path. So here we have Moria. The monstrous player draws 2 cards. That's yeah, that will be bad. And the next path, I think we have now, yeah, we have 3 paths available to us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're rolling our die. Of course, it's the first one here. I'll keep rolling ones like crazy. The Doors of Durin. That's highly thematic, actually. Come on. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, man, I couldn't stage this any better. Lovely. Of course, let's not forget to give the Shadow player 2 more cards because of Moria. Oh yeah, and I think Doors of Durin are pretty bad, actually. Because the monster sprayer forsakes 1 card to add 1 corruption here. So that's, again, an automatic victory point. No, it's not a victory point, right? No, I think this is... No, I think... Yeah, no, we are adding basically 1 attack here. No, that's not a victory point. It could be a victory point, but right now we are not there yet. But we have to forsake a card, and looking at the priority again, he's taking the rightmost card from his reserve first. Unfortunately, those Mordor orcs will simply come back, so we are cycling them. But at least they're no longer here. Okie dokie. Originally, I really thought we may be seeing some action here, but right now I don't really think so, because they're already winning this path here, right? So they have already added 1 of those, which is basically 1 against 0, which means they're also not sending any more folks to this path because they're already winning it. They're only doing this if it's the last path or if they're currently losing that. Additionally, they're already winning Moria because it's their battleground, right? So in total, they might be scoring. Oh, they're not getting the 2 points here. If I'm not doing anything about this one here, they only get quote-unquote 1 victory point and here 1 victory point. The thing is, again, this all might come back with the next battlegrounds and paths anyway, right? And the problem really is I don't have an awful lot of cards. I mean, we have Elrond. Again, we can't send Elrond here. We could send Elrond to the battleground, but even with the Elven Cloak, there's nothing he could gain. Bilbo Baggins, again, would be the one piece which I am considering because he allows me to play into my reserve and then we would draw 2 cards. And again, right now we don't really need Galadriel's mirror. Next card could be Galadriel, though. I believe we haven't seen her. Could be quite wrong, though. Oof, that's now really quite tough. If I'm not doing anything, he's simply playing out more and more cards and has a hell of a lot of reserve for the future battles to come. So I think we need to do something. What is this one? When played, the carry-over limit is increased, which wouldn't be bad either, actually, because if I play him down, maybe that's the thing to do, actually. Let's do that. So we are playing Elrond into our reserve. Therefore, we are, I don't know. Yeah, let's discard or cycle the Mirror of Galadriel. And again, because he comes with a when played ability, we are allowed to draw a card. And now I'm almost convinced it will be Galadriel. No, it's not. It's a ring. Okay, we have found her. A mirror and we have found Nenya, her ring. But we might be cycling the ring to bring out Bilbo, maybe. Let's see. Back to the Shadow Player, and again, the only meaningful thing to do is to play a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Indeed. Okay, it's still the first card. It's the Destroyer, which again we may have to send to the reserve, actually. Exactly, because again, he's already winning that path. So yeah, and he's not overachieving things. So let's simply move him up. He could be played to any Free People's Battlegrounds, but we are not fighting at a Free People's Battleground. In theory, I could pass now because, again, Elrond increased our carry-over limit while he is in our reserve. I could still make a case to discard Bilbo, play Bilbo and then cycle him for 2 cards. But I think right now, what's the point? I mean, we might be getting some stuff, whatever, some cool characters we could play to the Doors of Durin. The problem is, maybe not so much. In fact, only the Hill Troll could go here. So that's something worth considering, actually, because again, the Hill Troll is the only thing we could send down there. And I think with that we could stall effectively. So yeah, let's do that, actually. So let's play Bilbo Baggins, and therefore, again, I guess we are going to cycle Nenya. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do, but again, this Elven Cloak here is something we could really use on Elrond, on Bilbo, even on Galadriel. I mean, she's an elf after all, right? Okay then, back to the Shadow Player. In the meantime, I was able to get a 10-sided die. Again, I will always go from top down to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be this one here, right? Indeed. What do we have here? Another Nazgul. Again, no surprise. There are 9 of them. So the Black Easterling, Nazgul, +1 shield on Dol Guldur. And when played, we would draw a card. Are you kidding me? Again, he's not going to any of these paths. So no one can go to path 4. Okay, the Nazguls can go to Durin or Moria. So I don't know. So we are moving him up, but we are drawing an extra card for that. Again, we are shuffling the pile. I mean, we could still win. So there is now really a reason to try to win this path. That's 2 victory points for us. And right now, there is not an awful lot that the Shadow Player can play there, because only the Hill Troll can legally go there. The problem really is There are 5 more cards in here. But I think I need to know what's going on. So, if in reserve, you may use your action. That's my action, and cycle this card to draw 2 cards. So let's quickly do that. Bye-bye, Bilbo. And let's see what we get. Last card in this deck has to be Galadriel. Oh no, that is pretty brutal actually. Lembas is cool, of course. We could assign it that. Lembas is a very good one actually. The problem is we can't eliminate this card to remove 1 corruption for each Hobbit character on the path. So to Lembas together with a Hobbit, really, you could. It's insane how many corruptions you can remove with that. So that's a very, very powerful item, but also very situational, right? You have to time it right. But I think there goes our plan, keeping the Doors of Durin actually, because yeah, we have nothing we could send there. Yes, we could kill 2 cards from our hand, basically the winnow action to draw 1 card, but what are we trying to get, right? Galadriel, obviously, but yeah, okay, yeah, they're down to 5 cards again. So again, let's move back to the shadow player. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's the second card. Okay, an event. Black Breath. Things were looking quite okay, actually. So we get to choose. It's an event, right? Add 2 to the active path. Cycle 1 Nazgul from a path. We don't have a Nazgul from a path to add 1 corruption, or forsake 1 card to add 1 corruption. I mean, the first option, adding 2 skulls in here, would mean they would be getting 3 victory points out of this, because again, they will get the difference in respect to corruption to our defenses. Right now we have nothing to defend the Doors of Durin, so that's basically not gonna happen. So I guess we have to go with this option here, forsake 1 card to add 1 corruption. So let's do that. So this card is out anyway, right? And in this case, we will cycle this card here to add 1 more corruption. So they're already at 5 victory points, and yeah, they will most likely get 2 more from this round. I think, yeah, we could play a card to Elrond, but what's the point? Yeah, I mean, there will be battlegrounds where he is useful, and actually Moria is one of those. The problem is neither of these items here give us any extra combat items for the battlegrounds, right? Everything we have is basically giving us more shields for paths, for example. Again, an elven army would be nice for him, but because then these circle symbols would also count. So if he's supported by an elven army, he would contribute either 2 swords or 2 shields to this battleground, which would be pretty good actually. But yeah, we don't have those either. So I guess we are passing because we can. We have 3 cards. Yeah, things are not really going our way. Let's roll that die. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last card now in this pile, and here we have Barrow-wights. Okay, yeah, this is if in reserve and the active pass is 4 to 9, which is going to happen actually. Use an action, eliminate this card, and each flew. This is quite brutal, but I mean, again, we can't use the Barrow-wights anymore because we already passed path 3, so he still make us pay for that. So they will move up here, they will trigger their action in a minute, and I think, yeah, let's simply pass again. Now we have to eliminate this card. Eliminate is not forsake, eliminate is really out of the game, and we have to forsake a card. The Elven Cloak is rather huge. I want to hold on to this, though maybe, oh, this is also good. If on a path, add 2 to the path, not the wielder, that's also so strong. But this can go to any elf. This can only go to... No, this can go to Frodo and Sam. I mean, this is our remaining draw pile here. So we might have to reshuffle our cycle pile rather soon. But this is really... Oh, come on, God, they have to come out sooner or later. Right? It's the same thing, right? It's both Hobbit and elf. Here it's only Frodo and Sam. No, I think we have to forsake this card here. It's forsaken, right? Yeah, we have to go with this. Lembas is too powerful, actually. Yeah, let's do that. We are forsaking the file of Galadriel. Then we pass back to the AI. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we have. Yeah, it's the Hunter, another Nazgul. Okay, a 2. A 2 Nazgul is pretty brutal, actually. So yeah, they will join everyone else in the reserve. We will continue to pass, I guess, right? So let's roll that 4-sider. It's this card here. Again, they have no reason to go somewhere. it's another event, the Palantir of Orthanc. Draw 2 more cards, which I don't know. Or we add 1 corruption. I think that's the better deal, quite honestly. Yeah, it's a victory point, I know. So we give them 1 corruption. We will forsake, in this case, cycle the Hunter. And the Palantir is out of here. And then the last card is going to be, because I'm passing, is going to be resolved. Flocks of the Crabane. 1 to 9. If in reserve, move this card to path 2 to 6, even if the shadow is winning. Yeah, so I think that's basically what's happening. So first of all, they will move up here, because normally they would go to the path right now, but now we are checking, they're already winning. So it's basically a 2-stage process. First they go to the reserve, then we will pass, and then we will trigger the if in reserve. Move this card to path. Yeah, exactly. Now we are basically, it's not an action, it's a move. So we are moving them down to path 4. Again, we are passing, and that's an interesting one. If on path 2 to 6, again, we are checking for useful actions, right? Use an action to activate a different random path of the same number. Again, we have still 2 more paths of 4 paths here, but I do think that's not gonna happen here. And here it's where I'm wrong. No, they will do that because they're winning this. So we will take another path 4, which is not, doesn't happen too often, quite honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are activating this path here. Before we are activating anything here, we will trigger the event here, the combat here. So they have 2 versus 0, which is 2 more corruption for them. Again, this path is 1, though those are out of here now. This is gone. We are adding this path to the victory point. Again, they do not care about the printed victory points. They will score those corruption symbols on the path. And then we are moving this in here, so we have a whole new path. Oh no, oh no. Round is by far not over yet. And now, Caradhras, each free people's player must forsake 1 card. And here I'm really not sure. Honestly, I think I have to hold on to Lembas. That's the only way how I can make him lose some more corruption, actually. So I guess we are... And I don't really want to go with the topmost card, because we have seen so many items now. I'm sure the next one will be an army or a character or so. So I think the Elven Cloak has to go. It's Forsaken out of the game for good. And it's really more bad news, actually. The thing is, we still have to pass, actually. But now it's a whole new battleground waiting for us here. So I think we are moving this guy down here. No, it's path 4. What am I talking about? I keep doing this. The Nazguls can't go to any path 4. I think thematically, this must be the time when those Nazguls basically were floated away, right, by Arwen and her spell and so on. At least I think. So I think the Hill Troll will actually move down here as the only one. Problem is, there's really nothing I can do here. This is really annoying. Again, we are doing this from right to left. They go there. We will pass. And I think they don't have any more cards in their hand. They're already winning anything. So everything, I mean. So I think, yeah, that's basically it. I will pass. They will pass. And because there's nothing left to do, I believe. Let me check. No, I think that's it. So we will resolve those. So this is a battleground. They will go to the thing. They will win this with 1 versus 0. So that's another corruption, which they will do with this path. The Hill Troll is fortunately out of here. So we have reduced the reserve at least somewhat, but the price was heavy. We are moving this to us. We are drawing 4 cards now for the AI player. There's only 1 card left in their draw pile, so we will already start reshuffling their cycle pile. I will do that off camera, and then let's draw our 3 cards. Let's really hope for the best. More items. I should have. Okay, Mary Brandybuck. Okay, we have a character finally. And Fatty Bolger. Yeah, but he can only go to path 1 or 2, but he can do something in reserve, which is helpful, actually. If in reserve, you may use your action, eliminate this card, draw 3 cards, nice. And if in reserve, when forsaken, cycle this card instead of eliminating. So if we have to forsake a card, we could go for him, and then he could come back, and drawing 3 extra cards could be rather huge, actually. Mary can go to any path, which is nice, and we could equip him to Mary. That's really unfortunate. So I think we have to play Fatty, draw more cards. Let's see. But yeah, let's activate the battleground. Exactly, that's Lorien. The Shadow Battleground Dol Guldur must also be activated or reactivated. So we know that's the next one here. This is Dol Guldur. We have 2 battlegrounds to fight this round. So I think I have to do them like this. We will also bring down one of those 5s. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the top one. Again, Egladil, this is out. And again, these are only reactivating each other base. So if you draw Dol Guldur, you will bring out Lorien, and the other way around. If you bring out Lorien, Dol Guldur will be activated. Egladil, each 3 people's player draws 2 cards and then cycles 1 card from hand. That is helpful. So let's see, 1 card here. Pippin, oh, that is so cool. So, but first of all, we are drawing 2 and High Elves. Okay, we have some stuff, and then we have to only cycle 1. So we might go with Gandalf's Staff, actually. Yeah, let's cycle Gandalf's Staff. Okay, we have some fighting power, actually. Lembas with 2 elves, 2 hobbits here is huge. The problem is, in order to bring these cards out, I have to have an awful lot of cards in my hand. But yeah, that's basically the start of the new round. But I believe for today I will end my playthrough of War of the Ring, and I just noticed we had 3 stage 5 paths actually. So I did cheat to some extent, but I do know that all of these stage 5 paths are beneficial to us, so I'm not going to reroll. Sorry for that. But yeah, I think with the next video I should be definitely able to finish this. So we will go through this path 5, and then this will be the last path we are going to recycle. In theory, there are chances that we might be able to finish the playthrough with the next round to come, because if we, with an action like Aragorn, for example, now we had Gandalf and Aragorn out. I'm not sure if we have more of those cards. So if we somehow activate that path during the action step, then path 6 will come out, and then we will end the playthrough in the next round to come. But the next round will be hopefully somewhat interesting. I have some good cards in my hand. He has an awful lot of cards in his reserve. He has only quote-unquote 4 cards, but we know he's drawing these cards like crazy actually. We still have Elrond, which only increases our carryover. It might be still useful, but yeah, we could send him now actually to Lorien or to Dol Guldur, so we can, I think we want to hold on to Lorien for sure, because that's 2 points, that's only 1 point. So we could send him here in order to make this one stronger, but you see that here he can really go both monstrous and Mordor armies and characters in there. So I think this will be definitely an interesting round. This one here is only Mordor armies, but we can go with wizards and elves. Okay, interesting. Really interesting. Looking forward to the next video to come, last video of the series. So I think I'm already looking very much forward to a full trilogy game actually, but I guess I really have to improve my playing skills with this game. I'm not doing particularly, everything looked quite all right actually. After the first video, now everything is pretty much downhill from there. I mean, look at all those points. So these are 2 points, 3 points, 7 points, 10 points versus I think we had 6 or so, right? Yeah, it's 6 points for us. I mean, it's only quote-unquote 4 points, and there are some points out there, but again, he has an awful lot of characters out there, and all of them can now go to this pass. So all of these Nazguls and even Ugluk will basically go here in order to take it over. So yeah, really very much looking forward to the next video to come. I really hope you are enjoying this playthrough series so far. I really do hope that the sound level is higher. I heard some complaints, but I will do some changes, I promise. Anyway, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.